Rice is one of the most eaten foods on the planet. Billions of people eat it every single day. But here's the big question. Are you harming your health by choosing white rice over brown rice? Or is white rice unfairly blamed? Today, we're uncovering the science behind white rice, brown rice, weight gain, blood sugar, and energy levels so you can finally make the smartest choice for your body. Let's start with what actually separates white rice from brown rice. The difference isn't in the grain itself, it's in the processing. Brown rice is a whole grain. It contains three parts: the bran, the germ, and the endosperm. White rice, on the other hand, has had the bran and germ removed, leaving mostly the starchy endosperm. That simple processing step changes everything. Because brown rice keeps its bran and germ, it contains more fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, and antioxidants. White rice loses much of that fiber during processing, and that's where most of the health debate begins. Fiber is important because it slows digestion. When you eat brown rice, the fiber helps your body absorb carbohydrates more slowly. That means a steadier rise in blood sugar and longer, lasting fullness. White rice digests faster, which can cause a quicker spike in blood sugar, especially if eaten alone in large portions. But here's something most people don't realize: white rice is not automatically unhealthy. In fact, it can be a useful energy source, especially for active individuals. Athletes often prefer white rice because it digests quickly and replenishes glycogen stores efficiently. After intense workouts, fast digesting carbohydrates can actually be beneficial. Now let's talk about weight gain. Many people believe rice causes belly fat. But scientifically speaking, no single food causes weight gain. Weight gain happens when you consistently eat more calories than your body burns. Rice, whether white or brown, contains roughly similar calories per serving. The real issue is portion size and what you pair it with. If you eat a large plate of white rice with fried foods and sugary drinks, weight gain becomes more likely. But if you eat moderate portions of rice with vegetables, lean protein, and healthy fats, it can absolutely fit into a balanced diet. Blood sugar is where things get interesting. White rice has a higher glycemic index than brown rice, meaning it can raise blood sugar faster. For people with insulin resistance or diabetes, this matters. But the glycemic impact also depends on how the rice is prepared and what it's eaten with. Cooling cooked rice, for example, increases resistant starch, which lowers its glycemic effect. Pairing rice with protein or fiber also slows sugar absorption. So already we can see this isn't a simple white bad, brown good situation. It's more nuanced. Brown rice may provide more fiber and micronutrients. White rice may be easier to digest and better for quick energy. The healthier choice depends on your body, lifestyle, and goals. But we're just getting started. Now let's go deeper into how white rice and brown rice affect your metabolism and long-term health. Metabolism is essentially how your body converts food into energy. Carbohydrates like rice are your body's preferred fuel source. When you eat rice, your digestive system breaks it down into glucose, which enters your bloodstream and fuels your cells. Brown rice, because of its fiber content, releases that glucose more slowly. This creates a steadier energy curve. You feel full longer, and your energy levels stay more stable. That's one reason brown rice is often recommended for people trying to manage hunger and reduce overeating. White rice, however, digests faster. This isn't always a bad thing. If you're sedentary and eating large portions, frequent blood sugar spikes may increase fat storage over time. But if you're active, exercising regularly, or need quick energy, white rice can actually work in your favor. Now let's talk about gut health. Brown rice contains more fiber, and fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria. A healthy gut microbiome supports digestion, immune function, and even mood regulation. More fiber generally means better bowel regularity and improved digestive health. But here's something interesting. Some people actually digest white rice more comfortably. Individuals with sensitive stomachs, IBS, or digestive inflammation sometimes tolerate white rice better because it's lower in fiber and easier to break down. That's why doctors often recommend plain white rice during stomach illnesses. So again, the healthier option depends on the person. Now let's address long-term disease risk. Studies show that regularly replacing refined grains with whole grains like brown rice can reduce the risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes. The fiber, magnesium, and plant compounds in brown rice contribute to improved insulin sensitivity and cardiovascular health. However, context matters. In many Asian countries, white rice has been consumed daily for centuries, yet rates of obesity and heart disease historically remained low. Why? Because traditional diets included smaller portions, more vegetables, more physical activity, and fewer ultra-processed foods. The problem isn't rice alone, it's the modern lifestyle. Now let's focus specifically on fat loss. If your goal is weight loss, total calorie intake matters more than whether your rice is white or brown. Brown rice may help slightly with satiety because of fiber, but the difference isn't dramatic enough to guarantee fat loss. What truly makes the difference is portion control and balanced meals. For example, 1 cup of cooked rice contains about 200 calories, but many people unknowingly eat 2 or 3 cups in one sitting. That's where excess calories sneak in. A powerful strategy is this: fill half your plate with vegetables, 1/4 with protein, and 1/4 with rice. That simple method automatically controls portions and stabilizes blood sugar, regardless of rice type. There's also something called resistant starch. When rice is cooked and then cooled, like in rice salads or leftover rice stored in the fridge, some of the starch changes form. Resistant starch behaves more like fiber, feeding gut bacteria and lowering blood sugar impact. Interestingly, both white and brown rice benefit from this cooling method, so preparation matters just as much as type. We're beginning to see the bigger picture now. Brown rice offers more fiber and micronutrients. White rice offers faster digestion and quick energy. Both can fit into a healthy lifestyle if eaten mindfully. But there's still one more important question: who should choose which rice? And are there specific situations where one is clearly better than the other? So now the big question becomes simple: who should choose white rice and who should choose brown rice? If your main goal is blood sugar control, improved digestion, and long-term heart health, brown rice may offer a slight advantage. Its fiber slows glucose absorption, supports gut bacteria, and helps you stay full longer. For people managing type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, or weight loss, this steady digestion can be helpful, especially when portions are controlled. On the other hand, if you're highly active, training intensely, or need quick, digesting fuel, white rice can actually be the better option. Athletes often rely on white rice before or after workouts because it replenishes muscle glycogen efficiently without causing digestive discomfort. It provides energy quickly and is easy on the stomach. Now let's talk about digestion comfort. Some people experience bloating or heaviness with high fiber foods. If brown rice makes you feel uncomfortable, switching to white rice doesn't mean you're making an unhealthy choice. You can always get fiber from vegetables, fruits, beans, and seeds instead. Health isn't about forcing one superior food. It's about building a balanced plate that works for your body. Another factor rarely discussed is portion awareness. No matter which rice you choose, quantity matters. Rice becomes problematic when it dominates the plate. When vegetables are minimal and protein is missing, blood sugar rises quickly and hunger returns faster. But when rice is paired with fiber, rich vegetables, lean protein, and healthy fats, its glycemic impact changes significantly. There's also cultural context. In many traditional diets around the world, rice is eaten daily, but obesity rates were historically lower because meals were simpler, portions were moderate, and physical activity was part of everyday life. The issue isn't rice itself, it's the combination of oversized portions, processed foods, sugary drinks, and sedentary habits. You can also rotate both types. Some days choose brown rice for fiber and fullness. Other days choose white rice for lighter digestion and quicker energy. Variety itself supports nutritional balance. And here's something important to remember: food should nourish you, not create fear. Labeling white rice as bad or brown rice as perfect oversimplifies nutrition. Both come from the same grain. One keeps its outer layer, the other removes it. That's it. The healthiest choice is the one that fits your lifestyle, supports your goals, and is eaten in balanced portions. At the end of the day, sustainable health comes from overall dietary patterns, not a single ingredient. When your meals include vegetables, adequate protein, healthy fats, hydration, and mindful portions, rice, white or brown, can absolutely be part of a healthy diet. So instead of asking which rice is good or bad, maybe the better question is, how are you building your plate? So when it comes to white rice versus brown rice, the real answer isn't about fear, it's about understanding. Brown rice offers more fiber, vitamins, and slower digestion, which can support blood sugar balance and fullness. White rice provides quick energy, easier digestion, and can be especially useful for active lifestyles. Neither rice is the villain, and neither is a miracle food. What truly matters is portion control, food combinations, and your overall lifestyle. When rice is paired with vegetables, quality protein, healthy fats, and eaten in mindful amounts, it becomes part of a nourishing, balanced meal. When portions grow too large and physical activity drops, even the healthiest food can contribute to problems. Nutrition isn't about choosing sides, it's about choosing balance. It's about listening to your body, understanding your goals, and building meals that fuel your energy, stabilize your blood sugar, and support long-term health. So whether your plate holds white rice or brown rice, remember this: sustainable health comes from consistent habits, not single ingredients. Now the choice is yours. How will you build your plate?